creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. Fanhome Building RoboCop. It's here. Box 13 is here. Let's go. Let's have a look and see what's inside box 13, shall we? Okay, we've got the components. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there is one missing. I think they said there'd be one missing. It's got the magazines as well. That was me just throwing the box. So let me get them in order. Okay, so we've got stage 47, 48, 49 and 50. That's a milestone. We're roughly halfway through the build. Okay. 47. Let's have a look and see. So with every stage of the build comes component parts and a magazine. These are the components for stage 47. Looks like part of the stand to hold Robocop in place. So good. The gun. People versus the corporation. So here's a list of all the components and the step-by-step instructions. So it's the pelvis. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we're putting the pelvis in place, which is really good. Back to the Future hoverboard. Okay, so before we start any build, I just like to make sure we've got everything. Okay. So yeah, that's a really core part of Robocop, connecting his legs to his torso. So we got one bag of screws there, two there, and we've got some details. So 47A is a nut. We've got a nut in there. Then we've got 47B, which is a hip bracket there, if you can see a nut on the hip bracket in there. 47C, which is here, this piece is the left hip, and then 47D, which is this, is the lower half of the support bar. Okay. And then we've got some screws. We've got UM screws and CM screws. So we've got everything that we're supposed to have at this stage of the build. We've got our screws, we've got our screwdrivers, we've got our components, we've got our magazine. Let's begin. So to start the build, we've got this section here, which is 47C, which is the left hip. And I've opened the bag, and there is the nut. As you can see, same on both sides, and there is a hexagonal shape there where the nut goes. So the nut goes in there like that, fits in just there, like that. That fits perfectly in there. Should be an L. Yeah, there's an L there that shows it's the left hip. So next thing we've got to do is get the bracket. As you can see, the bracket's got two holes on it, and there are two holes there, so the bracket will sit on top of there, and it's held in place with two UM screws, which are, I'm going to have to stick that on with tape because it's not going to stay there. I tried with the cement, Tamiya cement, but it didn't work, so I'm just going to use a bit of tape, hold it in place. So I'm going to get a couple of these screws out. Oh, there's a spring. Okay, right. I'm going to use a very small screwdriver because it's a tiny screw, and then I've got to find the hole. Locate the hole, which is here. Alright, put the other screw in before I tighten it. You can't actually see what I'm doing because I'm not in shot. Right, there we go. Let's make sure we're set over the hole. Where's the hole? There's the hole. Right there. Come on, come on. And that will hold the nut in place. That, and you can still got access to that hole there. So I brought the pelvis back from stage 46. And as you can see on the hip, we've got that kind of ridges all the way around that match the ridges on here, and then we've got two protruding like location lugs, and they will fit inside the two recesses there and there. So I'm just going to see how it sits. It sits on there, and then so it's sat there like that. So it sits there at that angle like that, turning that way. Yeah, so it's sat in place there. Like that. It's not going to stay on there. Let's see if I can put something under to hold it in place. So that's the angle there that the pelvis, I'm going to pull out a bit so you can see. That's the angle there that the hip goes. Okay, so I need a couple of CM screws. So I brought I think it's the left leg back. Brought the left leg back. So if I get a couple of CM screws, because we're going to connect the pelvis to the left leg, which is going to be amazing. So I'm going to load a screw on the screwdriver like that, sit it there. Now this is going to be a bit tricky because I'm not going to be able to lie this down. So if I lie it there like that, I've got to match these like that. This is going to be a bit tricky. So it goes there, it sits in place like that. Yeah, I'll probably have to do it like this. Screw it in there. It's the only way I can do it so it's on camera. Oops, it's just there. And start screwing it in. Get me a better screwdriver. It's metal in metal, so we can keep going. I'm going to get the second screw in. Goes in there, clicks in place, tighten it up with the other screwdriver. So I'm going to tighten the top one, tighten the bottom one. There. And then sit this on. How it goes. It sits there, but I don't think it stays there. Just stand the leg up. It's going to topple because it's a little bit uneven. Okay, just put it like that. We just have to test it now. See if the leg can move forward like that, and if it can move out like that. That works perfectly. I'm going to lie it on its side like that and zoom out like that. Because the thing I neglected to do was tighten the back of this hip. I've done that now, so that stops it falling off. So that is the pelvis in place, looking so good. So I think probably in the next video we will probably put the right leg here so that both legs can stand side by side. I need to find, I've lost the little bit from the top. I'll have to find it. But yeah, so that is what it should look like when it's done. And that completes stage 47 of the build.